So in this lesson, we are going to start with an equation. So we'll learn what that is. And we are going to number operations. So this right here is an equation. An equation will have an equal sign, basically. We can make it a little more nuanced and I don't want to call it complicated, but a little more nuanced. But let's just stay with that. An equation has an equal sign. So the first thing I want you to do is identify the variable. We start off with x, so I'm going to write x. The only thing we do to x, the first thing and the only thing we do is add 3. Easy enough. Example number 2. We start off with y, so I'm going to write y. And then the only thing we do to y is subtract 1. After we subtract 1, it equals 10. Let's look at example number 3. Once again, we start off with y. Let's always start off with our variable. We start off with y. Now, what did we do to y to equal 10? We took y, we multiplied it by 2. Because remember, 2y is 2 times y. And then we ended up with 10. Even with fractions, right here, it's still the same. We had a, and we only multiplied it by half. And we got 40. And lastly, it works even with negative numbers. This looks like -1, but remember this is -1 times a. So we start off with a, and we multiply it by -1. We multiplied it by -1. Remember, there's a times in here. A times -1. And we get we get 40. Now let's add a few more. Let's start adding steps to this. So in this problem, in this equation, we start off with y. And then we multiply by 2. And then we subtract 16. So we had a number, we multiplied it by 2, we subtracted 16, and we got 1. Example number 7. This one we start off with y. We multiply by 5. Then we add 4. And we get 34. Move this up a little bit. So in this problem, in example 8, in this equation, we start off with y. Remember, we multiply by half. So we have y, we multiply by half. And then we add 6. The second step is that we add 6. And then we get 50. Let's put some division in here. So in this problem, we start off with x. And we only have one step. We divide by 5. And we get 12. Remember that this is a different way of showing division. So this is w divided by 8. So w divided by 8, w, and we divided by 8. We had w, and the only thing we did, the first and only step, was to divide by 8. Example number 11. We have y. I'm going to put a little marker right there. Well, I guess maybe not like that. I'll put it like right here. We have y. And then I'm trying to show this without making it look crazy, but maybe I'll put a star. We have y. And then we divide it by 3. Is our first step. And then we subtract 6. And we get 10. Okay, so it's starting to look a little more complicated in example 12. So in this equation, we start off with a, and we multiply by 2, and then we divide by 4. Easy enough. In this problem, we have a. We multiply by -1. That is our first step. Our second step is to divide by 2. And our third step is to add 5. And then we get -8. This problem, or this equation, in this equation, we start off with x. We multiply by 3. We add 1. So you see how we have all of this divided by 4? So we have to do all this. So times 3 plus 1 divided by 4 minus 6. In this next problem, or next equation, I keep saying problem. So we have this equation here. It says 4 times 2x plus 1 equals 12. So in this equation, we start off with x. We multiply by 2. And then we add 1. And then we multiply by 4. See, all of this is in parentheses. So you do everything in here, and then you multiply by 4. And then we get 12. Let's try this one, something like this again. So in this problem, we start off with y. We subtract 2 because we have to subtract before we multiply, like in this, not because of, Right here, we have to do everything in parentheses with the y before we multiply. There we go. So we subtract 2. And then we multiply by 3, like our answer by 3. And then we take away the 10. And we get 24. All right, so in this problem, we start off with x. This equation, we start off with x. We multiply by 3. Well, I guess I'll put a 1 there. First step is to multiply by 3. And then we divide by 2. And then we add 5. We do everything in there. And then we multiply by 4. And we get 11. Example 18. This equation reads -3 times x divided by 2 plus 5 equals 24. So in this equation, we start off with x. We divide it by 2. We add 5. And then we multiply all of this entire answer by -3. Now our last one. So we start off with x. I think I put this one in here. Oh, this one's just a repeat of that one. So let's not worry about this one. Thank you.